That then, Tyler, that was a hard day out.
Yeah, it was. I think it was around 3 hours the finish time, which they were saying was going to be about 3:15, so it was quick. First time doing this race, so it was definitely a tough day out. Strong field as well, the best nationally in Britain, and also the sun really did play a factor in the end.
Well, you've been doing these videos on all your training and everything. Now you've got something to pin it to. This is what you get.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I just started to almost just track my journey as I'm signed for a new team and racing around the world. So I just wanted to make that as more of a memory bank and to have something. It is kind of, because you put yourself out there, it can be quite daunting because you put yourself out there, show your training, but if you don't get much for it, then it can be kind of why'd you do it. So to get something back for it, and also to know I rode well, is definitely a good reward and good confidence boost as I start the season.
Well, it seemed to be a very aggressive race. There were lots of attacks went, and then the brake went.
Yeah.
And then I was told that the brake wasn't working well at times.
Yeah, I think also the first 20-30 minutes was like electric, and then sort of I just followed the move, and then we're in this big break of 12-15, and then it was really hot for the first half an hour or so, and then sort of people started to feel it a bit once you hit an hour and a half, because once you under an hour, most people at this level can easily race. Once you start to go into an hour and a half, close to 2 hours, sort of people could feel it, but then people started to drop off. I think also with the heat, I think people underestimated the heat. I know I did a little bit, so yeah. But it's just also just keeping you calm and having confidence in yourself for later in the race.
Oh, you won the Clayton one. You won second, third here. Obviously, you're a good early season rider.
Yeah, I mean, I like winter training. I mean, I prefer if it wasn't raining and snowing. No, I like training. I like riding the bike, so I know training comes quite easily to me. I find it was also at times it's good to be quite sociable, because in the year it can be quite serious with intervals but yeah, I quite enjoy training and like that whole sort of process. So yeah, I think I do start the season quite well normally, which is good.
And it's a long year, and it's going to be a really long year for you. Quite a mixed one in terms of where you are. We're not going to know where you are.
No, definitely. Like it will be a long year, but also that's kind of what you want, really. You want to do some of the big races and race on TV and sort of things like that. So it's what I've sort of wanted, really. Obviously, it is a step into the known, going over to Asia and the other side of the world, but also it's what I've wanted to do. With what happened with St. Piran, is a lot of people did stop, and also for a lot of people it's thinking, do you stop and then get a bit of a lifeline? And if you enjoy racing, it doesn't matter what level it's at. If you enjoy racing, get stuck in and train hard, if you perform well, doors can open.
Oh, yeah. And your team this year,
yeah.
What's about that?
So it's called 7-Eleven. Road Bike Philippines, based out of the Philippines, been around for about 15-20 years. So in terms of UCI continental teams, that's quite a long-standing one when you look at how many teams have come and gone, especially in Britain. So, and yeah, there's a mix of nationalities, a couple of Eritreans, a couple of Australians, and first race of in 2 weeks, Tour of Thailand, UCI 2.1, and then a couple of races in China, heading a bit to Europe to race in Portugal, Romania, and then also just a little bit in Africa as well. So it will be all around the world, which is why I wanted to start making the YouTube, just to track it really and just have it more as a memory bank, really. But yeah, it should be a good year. Everyone seems really keen and just wanting to have fun, get stuck in and be in the sun.
Quite an adventure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's what you need to do when you're young.
Definitely. I think now's the time. I'm only 21.
Yeah.
It's just make the most of it and see what happens and see what adventures you get up to and what memories you make, really.
So you've come out of the St. Piran thing quite well.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of from what I get to do this year. Definitely, I think when we were in October, November, and it was a bit of a rough patch. Definitely, I think it's come out quite well, and it should be a good year. So, but in life, everything happens for a reason. So maybe that's kind of what I think, and obviously this has happened from it. So yeah, I think I've come out reasonably okay. Yeah.
Well, kit look good out there when you were on the front?
I mean, it was visible and red, a bit different than the black of St. Piran, and also with the heat of today and some of the hotter races, definitely I think red's a bit better than black, so it definitely does stand out. But like that, it's good to be it's good to be seen for people that want to watch and things like that.
And your next event?
UCI Tour of Thailand 2.1
Right.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I know that one. I think Downing and a few others.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
been a couple.
Wadley used to do it.
Yeah. I think when about 15, 20 years ago, a lot of Brits raced in Asia, and then it's kind of dipped off. And but yeah, I think a few Brits have done it.
Just as well you had a nice sunny day to get you ready then.
Well, exactly. I think it's going to be a bit hotter, but it's still much better than last year conditions. I didn't do the race, but I saw photos of it, and yeah, I much prefer today.
All right, good luck.
Thank